Brazil is the result of several different nationalities. Within this cultural mix, there is Japanese immigration, which mostly converged towards the city of Sao Paulo. In Sao Paulo there are more than 1 million inhabitants of Japanese origin. They constitute the largest Japanese community in the world outside of Japan. We still find old people who don't speak Portuguese. It is a very traditional community. They have recently begun to marry non-Japanese. The influence of Japanese culture on the life of Sao Paulo is very large. Its greatest expression is probably the kitchen. In the city there are more than 650 Japanese restaurants. The ingredients for preparing Japanese food are found in all supermarkets, and in many neighborhoods. In the neighborhood of the Liberdade is where the largest range of products is Liberdade arrived in Brazil at the beginning of the 20th century to work in coffee plantations, and ended up concentrating in the area of Liberdade. Liberdade, which means freedom in Portuguese, attracted Japanese immigrants because of its low rental prices at that time. Over the years, the Japanese developed the place and put their distinguished mark. They install shops, shelters, small production premises for the preparation of typical foods, such as tofu, and typical clothing. They also build a school for children of immigrant parents. All those past projects became this remarkable neighborhood that brings Japanese culture to the city of Sao Paulo. Entering this place makes you feel as if you are wandering around Japan. A taste of Japan in different styles. When you arrive in Liberdade, you will immediately recognize that you are entering a different place. The Torii Gate of Galvão Bueno Street is a typical Japanese tower that marks the entrance of the region. Another peculiar feature is the Suzuranto lights that decorate the streets and increase the oriental atmosphere. Walking along the Rua da Gloria and the nearby streets is already a pleasant entertainment. You could find and buy typical ingredients for cooking sukiyaki, a traditional Japanese meal consisting of a mixture of thin slices of meat cooked with vegetables and soy sauce. But there are also other ethnic groups, mainly Asians, present in Liberdade, including Chinese, both from mainland China, and Taiwanese, and Koreans. Some Japanese words have entered the Portuguese lexicon. Japanese children are known as nisses. The children of nisses are known as sanses. And the nisses or sanses, who go to work in factories in Japan for a season to save money and then return to Brazil, are known as dikaseguis. Sukiyaki restaurants, shiatsu massages and markets are concentrated in the Liberdade neighborhood. Suzuranto red lamps, typical of Japan, that illuminate the streets of Liberdade give it a very particular identity. For those who do not speak Portuguese or Japanese, it is sometimes difficult to be understood with the merchants or neighbors of the place. Culture and identity are directly linked to celebrations throughout the year. Here we have quite a few examples. In January they celebrate the Chinese New Year. At the beginning of the year the commemoration of the Chinese New Year is made. Presentation of cultural manifestations typical of the East are presented, and good coming to the New Year is desired. In April it is Hanamatsuri. It is the festival of flowers, held in conjunction with the Federation of Buddhist Sects. The parade of the Great White Elephant carrying the Little Buddha takes place on Saturday. In June there's a sumo championship in Liberdade. Great championship with athletes from all over the country. The selection of youth athletes who will represent Brazil in the World Sumo Championship is made here. The sand, doyo, and the stands are mounted in the Plaza de Liberdade. In July we have Tanabata Matsuri. It is the Festival of the Stars, carried out jointly with the Miiguken Jinkai Association. The main streets of the neighborhood are adorned with bamboo and large paper ornaments symbolizing the stars. Visitors place a piece of paper with orders. In December it is Toyo Matsuri. It is the Oriental Festival. Presentation of several cultural manifestations of the East. The neighborhood receives the Nobori, colorful vertical flags. Moritsuki, the New Year's Eve festival. The rice is crushed in a mortar for the preparation of moti, rice cake, that is distributed to those present to give luck. Always on December 31st. One of the most relevant scenic spaces in the neighborhood is the Joya Cinema. an auditorium that activates the cultural life of the neighborhood with its contribution to the scenic world and the arts. The Chinjoya is a place with incredible space for shows. The track has a slight slope, and the physical space is quite wide, making the view to the stage good anywhere.